Hey now, it's the Rob from 1061 KISS FM, and I'm here to do another video game review. I've been playing a game over the past few weeks. I finished it on Saturday, and now I'm here to review it. The game is called The Evil Within. It was made by Bethesda Studios, and it had a lot of the same people behind it, the same driving forces as Resident Evil 4, which in my opinion is one of the all-time great games. The Resident Evil franchise, to me, up until number 5 or number 6, was incredibly well handled. 4 being a real high point in the game, and the game plays an awful lot like that game. It reminded me of it in quite a few parts, and there are some things that this game did right, and there are some things that this game did wrong. And I'm kind of torn between giving this a positive review and a negative review. I would actually probably say my final review would be somewhat lukewarm, to say the least. So here are some things that The Evil Within did well. By the way, I played this game on PlayStation 4, but it's available on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Xbox One. You can find it, on a lot of the consoles. I don't think it's on Nintendo consoles, but either way, some things that The Evil Within did well. Well, it was very good at doing what it advertised. If you watch the ads for the game, you know that they wanted to scare you. And as far as video games go, this was among the scariest I've ever played. They did a very good job with atmosphere. It was always kind of creepy. I feel like the tone that they set throughout the game was upkept throughout the game and was the tone they were going for. Here are some things that the game did poorly. Okay, I'm going to try to explain this as best I can, but if I had to describe this game in one word, The Evil Within is extremely difficult. Now, when you start the game, it's going to ask you what difficulty you want to play on. You can play on casual, or you can play on survivor. And if you read the descriptions of the modes, it really wants you to play as survivor, as it makes casual seem like if you're a real baby, a real pansy, go ahead and pick this casual setting. If you want a normal kind of challenge, go ahead with survival mode. And that is BS, okay? If I know anyone personally that can beat The Evil Within on survival mode, I will be incredibly impressed. And I have been playing this game with a friend of mine who's also good at video games, and we were not able to get very far on survival mode. Actually, I got almost halfway through. I got through the first 6 chapters on survival mode, and then when I switched over into casual mode, it was, to me, more closer to the normal mode of a normal video game. It was still very difficult, even on the easier setting. Some of the boss battles were painfully difficult, although the boss battles I'd actually say was something the game did right, because it was more about how do I beat this guy as opposed to pumping them full of lead, for lack of a better term. It's definitely a run-and-gun shooting kind of game. The play style is so similar to Resident Evil 4, it's not even funny. Another complaint about the game, in my opinion, now my friend disagrees with me on this, but I thought the story was a little nonsensical and kind of an afterthought to get you from one horror scene to the next. It's just kind of like, is it kind of real? Is it kind of a figment of someone's imagination? Is it kind of a dream? You figure it out kind of thing. I hate those. I wish it had a more straightforward, easier to follow story. The character development I thought was a thumbs down. I was not attached to any character. Nothing separated one from another. I would oftentimes get people's names mixed up, including the character I was playing the whole game. So to me, it did some things well, and it did some things wrong. While I did finish it, I didn't always want to. There were some times I was beating it just to say that I could. So if I had to give this 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down, 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down, I would give it no thumbs up. It wasn't a great game or a good game to me. It wasn't an awful game or a bad game to me. It was just middle of the road. That could have been so much better, but also could have been a lot worse. That's my review of The Evil Within. Please subscribe to get more video game reviews right there on the subscribe button. And of course, I'll be back with more video game reviews in the future.